Good afternoon. How are y'all? So, like she said, my name's Corey Davis. I'm a Abilene police officer. I've been a police officer in Abilene for this month will be 12 years. So, longer than all of you, I think, have been alive. That makes me feel old. I've been a canine handler with Tip for August. This, in a couple of months, will be 3 years. Off. Tip is very excited. She's always this way. She's breed, a lot of people think she's a German Shepherd. She's actually a Belgian Malinois, which is a hard word to say. She came from Southern State Canine in Mississippi via Holland. She was originally born in Holland, got shipped over to Mississippi, got trained up, and I went down to Mississippi 2 years ago and picked her up. She is 6 years old, about to be 7 years old. With a whole bunch of energy. The reason she's acting like this, she's not upset or stressed. Well, she is a little stressed, but it's because she knows her toys are over there, and that's what she does. So Tip is trained in a lot of things. She can do, the main thing we do with her is narcotic searches, drugs. Drugs are a big problem with everybody. So the main thing we do, she can smell drugs. So if somebody had something that's illegal that she knows how to smell, she'll alert. And the way she alerts is just by sitting down whenever she smells it to let me know that she can smell it. She can do narcotic searches. She can do evidence searches or area searches, article searches, which is like there's a large field somewhere and somebody dropped something or somebody threw something, maybe because they're trying to hide it from the police, and we have a general area where they throw, hey, shh. We can, that'll keep her quiet. We have a general area where we can go look for it. She can look in a field, fairly large field, like that area, this parking lot, and she can cover that just by running around and looking for something to find a lot quicker than we can just walk around and do it. So these dogs assist us by usually just doing things faster or more efficiently than we can do. She's also trained in tracking. So if somebody runs from us, or sometimes if somebody gets lost and we kind of know where they went, she can actually follow their trail that they walked on, and maybe we can find them. That's very hard, and it's something we do it fairly often, but it's probably the hardest thing that we do. She can also do what we call apprehension work. It's a big word, or what you see on TV, like the dogs when the police dogs bite somebody. She's trained to do that. She's not a mean dog. If she was mean, I wouldn't bring her in here with all y'all. She just does it because it's her job. She just is trained to do a specific thing whenever she's told to do that, and that's what she does. She's not mean doing it because she's trying to hurt somebody. She just does it because she's been taught that that's what she's supposed to go do. She's been working, like I said, in Abilene for 3 years almost, and she was in Wichita Falls before that. What do your parents go to work for? Why do your parents go to work?
To raise money.
To raise, yeah. Nobody does it because it's fun. Well, some people's jobs are fun, but we all work because we all need money. Money is a... So Tip doesn't get a paycheck. She gets food, out, and she gets this ball. Sit, play. Everything she does is just for her ball. She very much likes her ball. It's not really round. It's a Kong. Sit. No. But she's not paying attention to any of y'all. She's not doing anything like that. She just wants her Kong. It's real hard, but she can crush it. And everything she does, this is like her reward. Whenever we do the area search, if she runs out in the field, she finds an object that we were looking for, and she shows us where it's at, then she just gets her ball. And she will work all day long for that ball. I can throw it until my arm gets tired. We actually have to, like these last couple of days, what have these last couple of days been? Outside, if you played outside. Hot. Very hot. So we actually have to be careful because she can actually work herself into, she'll make herself sick. She'll get too hot because she doesn't quit. If you went outside in the parking lot right now and you threw her ball all the way to Little Caesars, she would sprint all the way across the parking lot to go get it, and she'd run all the way back to get you to throw it again. Because that's just what she wants to do. She wants to play with her ball. Tip rides with me. I'm trying to think of questions that were commonly asked. She rides in the back of my car. I drive a police car just like everybody else. The only difference in mine is my back seat. Instead of having a seat where we normally could put a person, Tip has a box back there, a little doghouse that she lives in, and it's like her favorite spot. She's got a little rubber mat that she sleeps on. She's got her own water bowl. She doesn't have a food bowl. She doesn't eat while she's at work. She eats when we get home. But she rides back there. I'll get done here, and I'll start working, and I'll work till 3:30 in the morning, and she'll ride back there and just have a good old time. Tip does live with me. She lives at my house. She comes home with me every day. I have another dog. I have a personal dog. I have a lab. They get along. I have 2 kids. I have a daughter that just turned 2 and a baby son. And she's not mean to him. She's just starting to like my daughter because my daughter's just getting old enough to understand what throwing a ball is. And that's all she ever wants to do is play ball. So once my daughter's figured out how to throw a ball, then they'll be friends. But she gets along with them. In Abilene, total, we have 5 dogs. We have 4 that work patrol, which is what I do, like in uniform. And then we have 1 guy that's a detective, and he works during the daytime. There are 4 of them are Belgian Malinois, and 1 of them is a Dutch Shepherd. There's not really much difference in the 2. It's just somebody wanted a different name. We have 3 girls. Tip is a girl. And 2 boy or male dogs. So girls can be police officers too. Every one of us have kids that have a dog of various ages, and every one of us have other dogs too, like I said. So they all get along with other dogs. I think that's about the general. There's always something that I forget. Do any of y'all have questions? I'll answer your questions, and I can answer your parents' questions too. If you raise your hand, I'll call on you and try to keep it kind of organized. Anybody have questions about the dogs? Yes, sir.
But why does the dog like that so much?
Why does she like that so much? It's just because she likes to chew on stuff, and it's real hard. And we call it prey drive. She always wants to chase something. So when we throw it, it bounces real far. It's just her favorite toy. Some dogs may not like a Kong. We used to use tennis balls a lot, but she tears tennis balls up. She can bite them in half, so they don't last very long. This is pretty tough, so it lasts a little longer. But if she didn't like that specific toy, I would just find whatever she really wanted to play with to where she would want to work for it. It's just kind of what they're bred for. The Malinois have pretty much been bred for police work. It's the main thing they do. Just like labs or bird dogs, so their job is to hunt and go get birds, and border collies herd sheep. It's just what she's bred to do. Anybody else have questions? Yes, ma'am. Any other toys? Yes, she does. Mostly just balls. She also has that purple thing up there that I'll let y'all look at. After y'all look at it, then I'll let her play with it. But if I let her play with it before, she'd get it all gross, and y'all wouldn't want to touch it. So, but yeah, she has that. Then the purple thing is a tug. She'll actually bite it, and I can show y'all what she does with that. It's pretty entertaining to watch her play with those. She has a lot of fun. And at home, she has some toys that are just like regular old dog toys from PetSmart, just different bones. She likes to chew on bones and anything that her and my lab have some pretty tough tug toys. They can play a pretty mean game of tug of war. Did one of you ladies have one? Yes. Does she run? Tip? Yes. She can get somebody, if somebody broke the law and we need to catch them and they run from us, she can run after them. And Tip can run, how fast do y'all think she can run? 1,000?
Maybe like 15 kilometers per hour.
Kilometer? I'd have to do math. I was raised in the American school system. I don't know where.
Maybe like 10 miles per hour.
10 miles per hour. That seems pretty fast, huh? 10 miles an hour?
Or probably 20.
20? That's faster. 30? 30 is actually pretty close to correct. She can run about 30 miles an hour. We've had her at like 28. We've had another dog on the department at 32 miles an hour. So they can pretty much run as fast as the cars are driving down Mockingbird right now that are driving the speed limit. Little caveat. So yeah, she can run very fast. That is much faster than any person can. It's faster than any guy ran in the NFL last year. Fastest in the NFL last year was 22.5 miles an hour. So she's faster than those guys. So not even they can outrun her if she has a open field and knows what she's going after. She weighs 60 pounds. I don't think I said that, which is actually kind of small. She looks small, especially compared standing next to me. But 60 pounds running 30 miles an hour and running into you you're going to know that it happened. Anybody else have anything? Like that she's not supposed to? Not too much. She's really not too bad. I try to keep enough toys around that she does what she's supposed to. But she is a dog, so she likes food. She likes food a lot. She has been known to, if you leave something unattended on the countertop in the kitchen. I came home the other day, and there was a grease spot on my floor, and I asked my wife what happened, and she was dealing with the two kids and heard a crash, and Tip knocked a tray of ribs off the counter. So she is still a dog, even though she's a very expensive and very well-trained dog. She's still a dog. Saying she's expensive, the normal police dog that you see on the streets costs the city about $12,000 to $15,000, which is pretty expensive for a dog. But we also usually get our return out of them through usually narcotics arrests and seizures, money seizures, right? Anybody else have anything?
How long is the training done?
Well, the training never really ends. We train every single Wednesday. We just try to make our skills a little bit better, try to always better ourselves and improve. But the initial training usually is 6 to 10 weeks, depending on how much they know when we got them. When Tip came, she was fully trained, and she'd been a working police dog before. So I had to learn more than she did. I was just trying to figure her out. Sometimes we'll get a dog that doesn't know anything, and you got to teach them everything, and that takes a little bit longer. But yeah, the average time a dog will work is probably between 5 and 8 years, which isn't a real long time. But we've kind of gone to the smaller dogs because they last a little bit longer. Their joints don't wear out quite as fast as the big German Shepherd dogs did. This is not actually a knife. It does look like, I do have a knife, but just for whatever I need a knife for. This is actually one of the things that Tip uses. It's called a breaker bar. And if she were to bite somebody that needed to get bit, like if we were trying to catch somebody, I can use it to make her let go without any issues. It's just, you just put it on her tongue and she'll let go. Just gags her. But it does look like a knife, but it's not a knife. Good question though. First one about all my stuff. There's always questions about all this stuff on my. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Whenever she retires, will you get another one?
I will be allowed to. It'd just be kind of wherever in my career, if I want to do another 5 years or so, whether I commit to them. But yeah, if she retires, I will still be a canine handler, so I'll be able to have another dog. Lots of canine handlers handle multiple dogs in their career. I would like to get another one probably, to where I.
Bring it home as well?
Yeah, and talking about retirement, typically when they retire, the city of Abilene has always been good to us. Now she's playing games. She wants y'all to kick it to her. The city of Abilene's always been good to us and allows us to keep them in retirement. So it's always nice. We always tell people I spend more time with this dog than I do any other living, breathing creature in the world. I spend more time with this dog than I do my wife. I spend more time with her than I do my kids because I come to work like I did today. She came to work with me. When I left my wife at home. I left my kids at home. When I go home, my kids and wife are there, but she's there too. So, I mean, she spends, like today, she'll be with me the entire waking hours of my day. There's some days I leave her at the house and I go and run errands or do whatever, and she may stay at the house by herself for a little while, but for the most part, she's with me probably 75% of the time or more.
Do you have any other pets but a dog?
No, I'm just a dog guy right now.
How high can she jump?
We've never maxed it out. She can clear a 6-foot privacy fence without any issues. We have an 8-foot wall on our SWAT team obstacle course, and I've just never gone and tested her on it. She could make it over it. It's just we would have to need somebody to catch her on the other side. It's a long way to fall down. But yes, ma'am.
Because the dog is in the sun.
The dog's in the sun. She doesn't like the sun. We work at night. We came in early for this. There's the hot that I was talking about earlier. There's a reason I work at night. All the black in the sun. It's not a good life.
Can she smell booby traps?
Booby traps. She's not trained for that. But if I trained her for, she could. Dogs can train. You can train a dog if you know what you're doing to smell pretty much whatever you want. They have dogs that smell bombs. They have dogs that smell gunpowder for guns. They have dogs that can actually smell memory cards because there's some people that commit crimes using memory cards and they're easy to hide. So they can train a dog to smell specific things in those tiny little memory cards that you put photos and stuff on. So you can train a dog to smell peanut butter and just alert on peanut butter if you want them to. Yes, sir.
Why does she have the toy?
Why does she have the toy? Because she was being loud and she was distracting me. So I just gave her toy so she would have something to do. Your mom's probably done that to you before. You just don't know it. Anybody else with anything? I will. Yes, ma'am.
How do you get selected to work with a canine? Is there a special training that you have to do?
Typically, we call it decoying, which is you come out on the Wednesdays that we train. You don't have a dog, but you decoy, so you're the guy that does all the kind of grunt work. When we track, you walk in the wood. You're the guy that walks out in the woods and hides, and we come and find you. When we do the bite work, you're the guy that wears the sleeve and gets bit. And the decoys are the one actually the one. They're the one that does more training on the dog than I may be giving her commands, but the decoy is the one that's playing the role that in the future she's going to recognize. So when you do bite work, the decoy is aggressive and there's posturing and stuff. So then when we get out on the street and somebody is being aggressive and posturing, she thinks hey, 2 months ago, whenever I did the thing and I bit that guy, that's what he was doing. So they're the ones that she associates that behavior with. So they're the one that really do the training of it. But yeah, so you do that, and then it's just you try to be proactive on patrol, utilize the canines when you're on patrol, and then put in for it. There's 4 of us out of 200-something officers, so it's a fairly competitive application usually. And then most of us that come here stay because I have the best job on the department, I always say. Traffic guys will say that too, but they ride in the heat on motorcycles, and that sounds terrible. But I can drive the whole city. I can go anywhere in town that I want. I'm not restricted to a certain area. I can go anywhere and do anything that I want. On slow nights, I can go play with a dog. So I've always got somebody to talk to, and she don't talk back too much. So yes,
Are we gonna pet her?
y'all can pet her. As soon as I get a couple more questions, I'll let y'all run through. That may make the questions go away that I say that. What's your question?
Because I'm going to the water park because I love it.
Tip would like to go to the water park. Do you have one? I'll do yours as the last question. No, I don't let her go. She plays in the water at home, though. What's yours?
My puppy will not go in the water unless he gets bigger.
Yeah. What's yours? Did you forget? I'll show y'all this stuff real quick, and then I'll let y'all walk through here. Leave it alone. These are just some shoes that Tip can wear. She does not like wearing them. She walks funny. But sometimes she has to wear them because of the heat, either the heat on the asphalt, or sometimes we'll go search buildings and there may be like broken glass or something like that on the ground. So I'll put these on her feet. Put these on her feet to where she can walk around without worrying about getting cut. So y'all can look at those if you've never seen a dog shoe before. You can pull them apart.
I saw a horse good.
This is her tug. She really likes this. I'll show y'all this after y'all kind of run through the line. This is a vest that Tip can wear. Nope, come here. She's wearing one now, but the one she has now is just kind of like mesh cloth material. It just holds her a little better to where there's not pressure on her neck whenever I'm pulling on her. This is actually ballistic and stab proof. We'll put this on if we go do something a little bit more dangerous. Just like I'm wearing a vest. She sometimes wears a vest too.